Hello and welcome. As teachers, getting students of any age to write can sometimes be a challenge. In this presentation, I'm going to discuss a writing strategy called Quick Writes. Not only is it a fast and easy way to get students writing, Quick Writes can be differentiated for all ages, abilities, and even attitudes. What is a Quick Write? A Quick Write is a short, informal writing exercise in which students respond to an open-ended prompt. Even though a Quick Write is usually timed, it's really meant to be a low-pressure activity that encourages kids to practice putting pen to paper. Students are invited to write swiftly, continuously, and without censoring themselves. So why should you do Quick Writes as a specific strategy? I'm guessing that some of you have writing activities that you're comfortable with, that you've been using for years, and you don't really want to bring something new into the mix. Or maybe you don't think you could fit anything else into your already stretched thin instructional minutes. Or perhaps you don't know how this will apply to what you teach. But there are some important reasons why you should include Quick Writes into your teaching routine. First, research says writing daily is essential for students to become better writers. Also, Quick Writes don't require a lot of planning. They can be used in any content area. It's not just for ELA classrooms. It can be used for science, math, music, even PE. I know some districts are requiring content area teachers to teach ELA standards, and this is a great way to do it. More on that later, though. And finally, Quick Writes can be part of classroom activities, or once the procedure is mastered, they can be used with out-of-classroom assignments. But what about the students? How will Quick Writes benefit them? Well, I'm so glad you asked. Engaging in Quick Writes will encourage free-flowing ideas. It will provide stepping stones to help students prepare for high-stakes writing assignments and assessments. It's going to help build writing fluency and stamina, letting them write for longer periods of time. It builds students' confidence in their writing abilities as they get better and better with this. Quick Writes help students think less about the act of writing and more about what the ideas are that they want to convey. And then also, of course, ideas generated from Quick Writes can be fully developed in other writing assignments. But it's not all about writing skills either. Quick Writes can activate prior knowledge. They enhance engagement in lessons. Quick Writes help students make connections to what they're learning. It helps students organize ideas for better comprehension. Quick Writes promote reflection about key content concepts, encourages critical thinking, and reinforces content vocabulary. What does it look like in the classroom? In other words, how do I actually use Quick Writes in my daily instruction? Well, I'm here to tell you there are no set rules. They can be used however you want them. They can be used at the beginning, middle, or end of a lesson, depending on the prompt. Is it going to be a daily thing, a weekly thing? Based on the prompt, you have to pick a timing. Is it a quick 2-minute write, or is it an 8-minute write? Is it a 10-minute write? Most important thing, though, is to keep those pencils moving. The kids should be writing for the entire time of the Quick Write, never stop. Even if they're repeating things, they should just keep writing. And teachers, you should be writing at the same time. You should be modeling good writing behavior. Make sure the kids focus on getting those thoughts down. It's not about spelling, grammar, organization. They shouldn't be editing or fixing anything, just write. And then finally, Quick Writes are not usually collected or graded, but you can invite students to maybe share a response orally if they choose to do so. Remember that Quick Write prompts can be based on anything at all. They can be based on themes or random topics. Prompts can be based on students' personal experiences or feelings about something. And they can be based on content about what they're learning. Or it could be in response to a story that they read or a news article that they saw, a photograph, a quotation. The sky's the limit. Here are some examples because we all know we love to read some examples. So for a creative prompt, you could say, explain what you would do if you could fly. For a descriptive prompt, describe your ideal vacation destination in detail. For a persuasive prompt, you could ask them to convince your parents to let you get a pet. And perhaps for an analytical prompt, analyze the impact of social media on communication. And of course, we can adjust all of these prompts based on the age of the students. Here are some examples of some fun prompts. So use some imaginative prompts. If you could have any superpower, what would it be and why? Every kid loves to write about that one. Reflective prompts. Write about a time you overcame a challenge. Funny prompts. What would happen if animals could talk? And then expository prompts. Write a list of steps describing how to brush your teeth. That one is always a lot of fun and interesting. As mentioned before, quick writes are not just for ELA classrooms. They can be used in any content area: math, science, social studies, art, music, etc. They are implemented in exactly the same way, but the prompts can and should be tailored to the subject as a way to help students build critical thinking and synthesizing skills. You can use quick writes here to monitor students' thinking before, during, and after instruction. You can use them to help them make predictions or inferences or observations about learning. You can use quick writes to pose questions about key points and concepts. And you can even ask students to summarize or reflect on what they've learned. So here are some examples of some of those prompts in different content areas. Why is it important to learn about fractions? Predict what will happen if we run out of fossil fuels. Explain the steps involved in the water cycle. Describe how rhythm affects the mood of a musical composition. Here are some tips for creating effective quick writes. First, keep those prompts open-ended. If they can be answered yes or no, then students won't be able to write too much about that topic. Establish a consistent routine. Once students learn that writing routine, the better they can focus on their ideas instead of the act of writing. Encourage risk-taking without judgment. Quick writes are an excellent tool for helping students express themselves. We should never correct their thinking. Use technology where appropriate. Students can certainly write in a physical journal, but there are times when using technology might be faster or a better organizational tool. And of course, model, model, model. Not only will this show students what is expected, but it also shows how important writing is for everyone. So what happens if I have students who are reluctant to write? Well, first of all, you want to set a positive mindset. Don't say you're giving them an assignment. Approach this as a way for students to express themselves, to share thoughts and feelings. Make it fun for them. Start small, depending on the age of the student. If they can't write complete sentences, have them write words, have them write sentence fragments, build to sentences, build to paragraphs, build up slowly from wherever they start. Let them write about whatever they want. Forget the prompt. Let them write what they want. Maybe that will engage them more. Invite them to share thoughts aloud to prime them for writing. So before you start the timer for the prompt, have the kids orally express what they might want to write so that it can kind of get those ideas flowing for them. Model writing a quick write using a think aloud. As we all know, teachers model this way all the time, and it's a great way for the kids to kind of understand what the thought process should be as you are trying to write a quick write. You might want to sit the student near you and model good writing behavior so that they can see exactly what they should be doing. Challenge them to beat their word count from the last time that they did one of these quick writes. Kids always love a challenge. And finally, you could even provide sentence starters for those kids who really just don't even know how to write the first word down. Give it to them. Hopefully this presentation has been helpful to show how quick writes can easily be fit into your instruction to get students writing. Even students who love to write already and can finish assignments independently will still find value in responding to quick write prompts and encouraging those creative ideas. One final thought, and it comes in the form of a quote by best-selling author Jodi Picoult. You can always edit a bad page. You can't edit a blank page. Get those kids writing. Thank you very much for your attention and have a wonderful day.